I remember when we were strong. The Viridian Outriders, a bold fraternity dedicated to preserving the safety of the needful traveler. Within my lifetime, I have seen us fall so far, replaced by the steel and gold of a king I once called friend. New threats arise, though, and his cutlass and coin may not be enough to save our people. We're still here, though. Less than we were. But we're here, and we'll help where we can. That is my oath.
Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, our heroes take their leave of Portsmouth and consider their options with the core. As a note, we have a slightly longer banter than usual this week. If that's not your thing, the episode starts at the 20-minute and 10-second mark. Thank you to our backers, Carlin, JJ, and Joel, for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating to us at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, and maybe try checking out some of the other shows on the network. But with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down Another Path.
Gentlemen, I have a magic potion.
Ooh. Now, by magic potion, you do in fact mean like a nice fancy bottle with some good texture to it, and it is closed and sealed.
Yep, and there's a stopper.
It's corked, yeah.
Is it blood?
It's not blood.
It looks a little red.
It's like a dark red in color.
It cough syrup?
It is not cough syrup. All good guesses.
Is it cherry Diet Coke?
Very close, Ryan. It is the missing ingredient in my alcoholic cherry Diet Coke, because this is homemade cherry liqueur that one of Ellie's friends made and gave us for Christmas.
Woo!
Oh.
When I say that her friend is a like real life witch who often shows up with potions at my door, this is what we're talking about.
I'm sorry, I don't want to step on that Foley. That was very good.
Yeah. Here, let me recork.
All right.
We
reset to top.
Yep.
Thank you.
Got it. Quiet on set.
Now, when we do the second one, Chase, when you go back, you edit it and do the second one, I need the goat scream from the Taylor Swift video.
No, it's going to be the same as the first one, just with like way more reverb.
Wow, these guys are really good.
What, is Griffin recording in a fucking chapel or something?
Gentlemen, could I interest you in a video game?
You might.
Probably not.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
I want you to sell me. Because now, what I'm seeing, I'm not sold.
All right, let me sell you Civ 7.
Yeah.
Let me sell you Civ 7.
Sell me Civ 7.
I'm going to sell you Civ 7 so hard. You ready?
Yeah.
By the seashore.
Buy it in 6 months when it's on sale.
Yeah.
They do so many... I could talk about this for now. I'm not going to. There are so many cool things that they're doing in this game.
Yeah.
It's still Civ. Like you're settling cities, you're doing all the diplomacy, your science tree, your culture tree, you're doing like it's still Civ.
Right.
Very recognizably Civ. Very fun Civ. Mm-hmm. And it tweaked just enough of like the base things that you still have to learn and figure out and do, and everything's unique enough. But the things they do with these ages, each age feels like its own game, and then it really turns into a marathon to push them all together.
Yeah.
It is insane. I have finished one game.
Oof.
One whole game. All the way through all the ages. I probably took longer than I should have because I was trying to figure shit out. The game is good enough right now. They just released a patch today that retooled a lot of the UI and a lot of the everything. All of the mixed reviews that we've all been hearing are from the early access folks. So they released a day one actual release patch, and it's already better. There's expansions planned. There's all these other things planned. If you care at all about turn-based strategy games in the slightest, this is good shit, y'all. It'll be even better in 6 months.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Pokemon Let's Go Bertley, worth the full launch price.
Justin,
worth every penny.
I am interested in the ages thing, in it feeling like kind of 3 distinct chapters of the game, because like I notoriously never finish my games of Civ.
Yeah,
and so I'm wondering if
you can finish age 1 and feel like you played a game of Civ. Like,
damn,
yeah. There's going to be all sorts of scenarios that are like, hey, just play this age with these rules. Just play this age with these rules, and it's going to feel like a complete game of Civ.
Okay,
in a way that no other like shortened version or whatever has before, because it's so
Right.
unique. You get to the end of every age. Ages can last different lengths of time based on how you play the game and how everybody else plays the game. And everybody has to earn enough progress for it to get to that point, for the age to happen. As the age, and you have different milestones and goals that you're trying to hit. The better you do in this age, the better you start with in the second age. Because when I tell you that you start the game over,
Yeah, that's a lot of the stuff I've been seeing.
you start the game over, and not knowing that the first time really fucked with my head. Now that I know, I'm very
plan
excited
for
to
it.
try.
Yeah.
But they also do a crisis mode towards the end of the age when there's like 15% left, and you just like, it's like revolution or the world's upheaval or it doesn't make sense, and you just get stupid amounts of penalties. You get to pick which penalties you slot in
Sure.
to try to like mitigate it the best, but shit gets real bad at the end of each age, and the world like violently upheaves
Nice.
and so much resets, and it's so interesting.
Nice.
It's gonna last for years. It's gonna work. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sid Meier's, for sponsoring this Civ Talk. By which I mean I could be bought.
Yeah. You can find the whole 110-minute uncut audio version of this conversation over at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia.
Oh, God, I'd rather die.
It's a funny joke, but it's probably true. Also, shout out Lehman. We're going to play Civs, Lehman.
Shout out Lehman.
We're going to absolutely play. Once the bugs get worked out. Got to squish some bugs. Can we get Bertley to squish some bugs, Justin?
Bertley cannot squish bugs.
No.
It's against his typing, which he does have a really cool type combo.
What
So it must
typing?
be Psychic Dark, so these 4 times weak to bug.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I got my dice ready.
I caught my second shiny.
Oh, what'd you get?
I got a Rock Ruff.
Oh, I love Rock Ruff.
Rockruff
He's so
is
cute.
great.
Okay.
And he's blue.
Which way are you going to evolve him?
Probably the regular way, because that's the one that Ellie likes the most.
Not evil nighttime werewolf?
I didn't like that one.
But what about
When
dusk form? The Twilight
Dusk form I do like, but Ellie likes the day form better, so we're going with that one.
It's the least exciting one, I'm sorry.
Sometimes it's about the vibe, you know?
But also, what do I know? I fully have a gross green Espeon in my party.
Yeah, Justin has a team of 6 Bertleys.
Look, my Bertley team is unstoppable.
Yeah.
I have something new to add to the Pokemon discussion.
Ooh.
JJ is playing Pokemon on his own
Yeah!
Good.
on the Switch.
Good.
Playing Scarlet Violet, or?
No, he actually went back and picked up Shining Pearl
Okay.
because I've got all of them on Switch.
Yeah.
And he said, I want that one. And I said, okay. Thankfully, it's new enough that it like still explains all the types as they go, and
Yeah.
HMs don't suck as much and all of those sorts of things. Because, man, watching a 6-year-old figure this out, and a smart 6-year-old that understands games, it's kind of complicated.
BDSP is a choice. Fourth generation's hard.
He is struggling a little bit. He has 4 gym badges.
Okay.
About to say, in a few months, we're gonna hear about JJ beating his head against the wall against Cynthia. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so much backtracking in the main story. It's
Yeah, he's getting a little confused in places like, where do I go? What do I do? How do I do? And it's like, yeah, it's a lot of reading, bud, because nobody has a voice.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, is his reading up to that?
His reading is up to that. The only thing he
Okay.
struggles with is like the unique Pokemon names or city towns names. It's all the proper name stuff.
Fair.
Legit.
The rest of it, he's totally good at.
Yeah.
if he wants a more hand-holdy experience, Sword and Shield would be good for that.
I have that also, so we'll see how far he gets in this. He is, he's doing all right. It's only been like a week and a half. So he's doing all right.
4 gym badges, week and a half.
Hell yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and we're pretty sure we're gonna have
My boy's a gamer.
snow day tomorrow, so he'll be Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
hard.
what's going on with the weather over there?
It icy.
It is so icy outside that I slipped down my driveway.
Yikes.
I skated my way to the street.
Yeah, we got a lot of snow here last weekend, but not a lot of ice, thankfully.
Yeah, we were supposed to get a lot of snow today, and it heated up too much, and it all came down as like sleet.
Ooh, yeah.
And then froze. So we might get a little bit overnight, we'll see, but then we're supposed to get a bunch on Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, if that's creating ice on the roads, then school's definitely going to be closed.
Yeah. More Pokemon time. More gaming time.
I had a moment in Scarlet Violet where in the part 2 of the DLC with the Indigo disc, it's like, it's like just a CD, and you get to the lab and a CD drive opens up out of a terminal for you to put the disc in. And I'm like, there are kids out there who this is their first Pokemon game and they have no idea what this is.
Yep.
No.
They're going to be like, whoa, what's this cool tech?
Just finished Frozen at Gateway Middle School, and I did in fact have to show the 11-year-old how to operate the CD player.
Yeah. Yeah. It's dead tech.
Yeah.
It's dead technology.
Yeah. That's.
And I remember when it was first invented.
Yeah. I had a friend today talk about how he has PlayStation games he can't play on his PS5 because the PS5 doesn't come with an integrated disc drive anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is fucked.
Yeah.
Sure
Anyway.
doesn't. I got DVDs. I had to do some James Bond research for their 39 Steps. They're all on DVD at the library, so I'm getting them, and then I brought them home and I went, wait a second.
Oh.
Wait a second. I don't have a disc drive anywhere. Hold on.
My PlayStation controllers have been dying left, right, and center, and that has been our go-to like DVD Blu-ray player for years. That's half the reason I bought a PlayStation, was so that we could have that. And they're like not making good controllers for the PS4 anymore,
which is a shame because I love a DualShock 4. Mm-hmm. I got one literally right in front of me. Like
they are fine controllers.
Yeah.
And either they're first party and they're $1 billion, or they're shitty Mad Catz ones and they die in 3 weeks, and no in between at this point.
Yeah, but that's all modern game controllers.
I'll never let go.
Telling me. But
like $80 a controller.
Yeah, easily.
It's insane.
And so I had to go and buy a Blu-ray player. Ooh. Because like that's the other option at this point, because I don't console game anymore, and spending $600 on something I'm not going to use, because we do all of our streaming and whatnot through the Roku anymore, because that is infinitely easier.
Yep.
I think it's funny that I have a PS5 and the thing I play most on the PS5 is PS2 games. Like I've been digging in.
Right, yeah.
I've been digging into Dark Cloud, and that game is great.
I've heard Dark Cloud slaps. I've heard really good things about that.
It's repetitive, but I love it.
Yeah, it's the style of the time, you see. Gonna say I have my my gaming plate clean for right now. I've been picking away a little bit at another run of Kingdom Come Deliverance, because that sequel just came out, and by the time that goes on sale, I will have easily gotten through the first one again. Because it's a good game. It's a good game if you haven't played it. It's almost like immersive sim of being a medieval peasant. That's all right. But Avowed is coming out next week.
Yeah. So it is.
Yeah, and that looks like a good Skyrim like, in a world that I've actually played in, because it's set in the Pillars of Eternity world.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I until very recently, and then I got infinitely more interested because I really enjoyed my run through of the first one of those games. Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to getting to be a cool wizard again.
Those Pillars games are ones that I always wanted to do, just never quite got into.
Yeah, no, they're neat.
Yeah. Star Wipe.
All right. Anybody have?
Y'all ever play Scribblenauts?
Star Wipe.
I fucking love. Hey, Justin, I fucking love
Star Wipe.
Scribblenauts.
Scribblenauts is so good.
If we do not Star Wipe I will level up times.
Because we were talking about some stuff, I pulled up the metrics for Another Path. If you were to start listening to Another Path and listen straight through, how long do you think it would take you?
250 hours.
Okay.
Which would be, what's that, 10 days? 11 days?
About 10 or 11 days.
Let's say 175.
Okay, got 175.
I'm going to say 215.
Arabin is the closest. Harper is the closest without going over.
Yeah.
The total is exact. It is 192 hours and 6 minutes, which is 8 days and 6 minutes.
Wow.
8 days and 6 minutes. New friend of the show. His name's Evan. He's a theater guy in Toledo. Has just started listening.
Oh, nice.
I mentioned it the other day, and he said, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll check it out." And then the next day, like 16 hours later, he says, "Yo, I'm already on episode 4. This is lit."
Hell yeah.
Okay, great. Cool, dude. Thanks. Appreciate it.
God, we don't even get good until episode 6.
I know. He was like, "Man, I'm hooked. You got me." I'm like, "Okay, cool. You're on." And yeah, today he's like, "Yeah, I'm on 6." And I'm like, "Oh,
And it
okay."
gets better.
Yeah.
What
those are
episode is the Churro Festival?
7.
That was 7.
Yeah.
The Festival of Wax is when things really pop
That's
off.
when we capital P pop off.
Yeah, 7 is the Festival of Wax. 8 is the Nexus.
Yep.
6.5 is the bonus app.
Yeah.
You can skip the first 6 and start at 6.5.
By design. That's when we had all of our audio figured out.
Yeah.
Yes, sure did.
Man, level 9. If we ever make it to level 9, Harper gets crazy.
I just get level 5 spells.
I would finally get level 3 spells,
There you go.
including Conjure Barrage.
I'm sorry, what?
Conjure Barrage. It's one of those weird ranger-only spells.
Sure.
You throw a non-magical weapon or fire a piece of non-magical ammunition in the air to create a cone of identical weapons that shoot forward and then disappear in a 60-foot cone.
Excuse you. Yes, please.
Or 3d8 damage on fail. So I can take my magic spear and throw it, and it multiplies to become a barrage that hits everything in a 60-foot cone. Ridiculous. I would never end up using it.
No. I would have to specifically write a combat so you could use it.
Yeah, you would need to throw like an army of zombies at me or something. Like,
You know me. You know I love like a big stormtrooper fight.
yeah.
Yeah, sure do.
I
What's wrong with it?
I obviously want to get back into the game, but Chase, have you gone over the new MCDM minion rules?
No.
They're really good.
Okay.
Long story short, say a creature has 5 hit points.
Sure.
It still dies the minute it takes 1 point of damage. However, overkill damage. Bleed. You do 6 points of damage. Cool. You kill that minion and the minion next to it. 11 points of damage. You cut through the first 5 of that one. You cut through the next 5 of the second one. You hit the third one for 1 point of damage. That one dies.
Gotcha. So they like kind of act as a horde almost.
So my paladin can divine smite his way through 5 zombies like it's nothing. Because he's spending a divine smite to up his damage.
Right. That's real good.
It's really good. I've been using it in my home game. Really good. Would recommend checking out from Flea Mortals.
For sure. Yeah, no, I read through it a little bit like when Flea Mortals came out, but that was very shortly before my son was born.
Yeah.
And fun fact, retention's not super great those first couple of months, my dude.
Yeah.
Sure ain't.
We're just now getting to the point where Kai is starting to sleep through the night about half the time.
Oof.
Yep.
Okay.
I just checked on my children. I was going to tell JJ that his school is canceled for tomorrow. He is sawing logs over in the other room. It's pretty great.
Excellent.
Veronica somehow hurt her eye, needs a cold washcloth, is very awake, wants to read, but also wants to go find different toys, and is just kind of bouncing off the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's parenthood.
Yeah. And that's why we're one and done.
Yeah.
Katie just texted me from the other room saying she does love the paladin overkill rules with the minions.
Excellent.
Hi,
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie. Smash cut to Katie running through Callaghan Cat's corral.
Yeah.
Still there.
If my room wasn't a mess, I would go and grab her, but...
For sure. Cecil and Harper, you two are sitting at the table thinking, Arabin's taking a little long in the bathroom. And Arabin walks out with a motherfucking dragon.
You know, Arabin, we were just wondering if you...
Huh!
Hello?
Hey, this is Falcor.
Hello, Falcor. Arabin, did you kill someone in the bathroom and trap their soul in this dragon? I know you can.
Is that a stray?
No, he's my friend.
I thought we were your friends.
I can have more than 2 friends.
I hope you have more than 2 friends.
You can. I just frankly haven't known you to have the capacity for that.
It is entirely possible, but, you know, Falcor.
All right.
Yeah.
Hi, Falcor. I'm Harper.
Hello, little friend.
This is Ignis.
Falcor alights from Arabin's shoulder onto the table, gives the two of you an appraising look, stalks over to the edge of the table, sees Ignis, and just kind of puts their head down and like tilts it to the side. Actually, important question, Arabin, more for flavor than anything in this moment, but when you pick a familiar, you do kind of have to choose its source. Is this celestial? Is this fae? Or is this fiend?
I think it's Fae.
Okay. That feels right.
The luck patron seems to be a little on the Fae-ish side, even though it's not technically a Fae.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no,
I think
like,
the Faes deal with luck.
yeah, the closest analog would be a great old one, but that also doesn't quite fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, and also there's not what is it? Familiar source for that. So no, Fae fits perfectly.
Aw, little cutie.
Just a little guy.
Perfect.
Just a little guy. But yeah, no, tilts its head down and
Is Falcor where'd you find him?
Well, he just sort of appeared.
That's a good thing, I take it.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
seems like a much better friend to have following you around than your previous one.
Yeah, I think so. And he's cuter. And I, like, tickle Falcor's chin.
Harper's baffled because I don't think she's ever heard Arabin describe anything as cute as long as she's known him.
Fair. Accurate.
Every interaction with Arabin for a while is going to be Harper just kind of standing there, mouth slightly agape, just like, huh.
basically.
Well, Arabin, while you were, I guess, preoccupied, Cecil and I were talking, and I mean, I still need some time to look things over, but I think it'd make the most sense if we started headed toward the old Nexus site.
That makes sense to me.
This is the closest we're gonna have to any sort of element of surprise. We're ahead of the curve right now, and I feel like that distance between us and Sterling is going to rapidly close the longer we have hands on this thing, so...
Yeah.
Agreed.
As soon as he finds out the Kingsguard are already in Bering, so...
That's a great
that
point.
could be a bit of an issue.
Maybe Bering's
Yes.
not the place to go, after all. Okay.
To Itrophenus.
Yeah, or at least what was left of it.
What, GM, what time is it as I look out the window?
It's about 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay.
Hey, we can get a couple hours out of town, and
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. We can get out before anyone thinks to try to pin anything on us. We'll head back to the outpost, grab the horses from Percival, and go. How far... I pull out the map and quickly figure out the best path to get to Itrophenus from where we are so that we can try to figure out, you know, how to travel there relatively safely, how long it'll take, things like that.
Sure.
And if we
me-
get back to Uberg, we can reunite with our old horses that we left there.
You could swap out some horsies.
oh
let's
shit,
take a
that's
look
funny.
here. You are on the way. Like, Uberg is probably about, I would say, a day's north of where you are.
Oh, okay.
So we're
That's
talking
way closer than I thought
about.
it was.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you were heading towards Uberg and you pulled off to the side. So you could get there. It's a little bit closer. If you want to get to Uberg directly, you're probably talking about a full day there and another half day to Iterphenis. You could potentially try and, if you could figure out some way to navigate to Iterphenis, you could probably cut another half a day off of that. But that is going to take some incredible rolls.
I think we should probably plan to stop over through Uberg, and either way, we should let the people there know that something dangerous is going to be taking place.
Yes, I think that we get as far as we can tonight. Camp.
Yeah.
Try to figure things out. Get to Uberg, take another night, and then that third day, then, in theory, we'll see if we can change the world.
Okie dokie. Sounds like
a day's work for the Outriders.
I'm going to resupply while we're here. Make sure we have like rations and stuff.
Yes, good. Yes.
DM, can I saw that Arabin's sword like disintegrated, right?
Yes.
Okay. While I'd like to head down to the outpost to just like see if I can requisition any supplies, just like a couple days worth of rations from them, outrider to outrider. And then also if I can pull a weapon or two from their armory so that Arabin isn't completely weaponless for the time being.
Yeah, absolutely. All of that is well within your ability to do. Cool. Let me take a look here.
I grab like a long sword and like probably like a rapier or something.
Yeah.
Just so, I don't know, he has options.
I mean, I do have the option to always just start blasting.
True.
You can always blast.
I know you like a good sword. We spent an entire afternoon over coffee talking about swords.
You head back downstairs. Percival isn't in today. You've got the wait, no, that's Uberg. What am I looking at? Let's take a look here. Who do you
Did Uberg have an outpost?
Huh?
Did Uberg have an outpost?
Yes, it did.
Yes.
You had met Troy Dixon, the crafter.
That's right.
Yes. Harper, you go downstairs and meet Tilly Wavestrider.
Oh.
They, Goliath, and they are the crafter here in Portsmouth.
Oh no, I'm smitten immediately.
We're all smitten immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I let myself into the outpost because I've been here once.
Right. Hey there.
Hi.
How can I help you?
Hi. I pull my sash out of my bag because I'm definitely not wearing it.
Right.
My stole. Say, hi, Harper
yeah,
talk.
Percy said y'all were in town.
Yeah.
You didn't cause all that now, did you? She points up to the scales, right?
So, we need some supplies.
Hold on. I need to make a check real quick.
Why did we let Harper go anywhere alone?
Roll me a deception real quick.
I really would rather not.
Proficiency.
That's an 8. I'm gonna flash a genius myself to make it a 13.
That's real funny because I also rolled an 8.
Woo!
I love that we have two really high charisma characters and then Harper who crumbles at the slightest bit of deception.
We should never let Harper go anywhere alone.
What can I do for you?
Me and my compatriots are heading out of town probably within the hour.
Ah, so soon?
Well, that's where our business takes us.
Oh.
So,
Fair
was just
enough.
hoping if we could maybe get a couple days rations for the road, and then one of my partners has found himself down a weapon. So if you've got maybe like a loner blade or two, even one that's not in great repair that I can sharpen up.
Oh, no worries. No, we got something here.
We're lousy with
She
swords.
Leans back and without even looking, like very long, I'm thinking big Carlock energy here, goes and like pulls open a drawer, doesn't even look, throws a good like heap of rations on her desk, stand up and walk to the other side of the room and go through. Oh, Jerry, Dale, Jody.
You name all the blades.
Oh, that's who used to wield them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. And you get a good look at Tilly, and she's on the younger side. I mean, probably, I would say maybe like 2 or 3 years older than you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely on the younger half of Outriders that you've met.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this one will be good. Yeah, this was Lynn's. He'd be happy to know that it was going to another Outrider. Short sword, all right?
Yeah, we'll probably do the trick for now.
Great.
I love the opportunity to whip him up something new. I haven't made a blade from scratch in a long time, but...
Ah, you're Smith?
Yeah.
You a crafter out there?
Yeah, crafter at a bearing chapter.
Let's compare notes sometimes. At this point, I'm basically our quartermaster here, so...
Right, you get a lot of that, don't you? Like, you know where all the stuff is.
Well, I mean, like, it's a small outfit here. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Well, here's that. Oh, and a sheath. And hands it over to you.
Appreciate it.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Extend our thanks to Percival when you see him. He was real polite welcoming us in, so...
Always is. I mean, he is a real stickler, but I appreciate the adherence.
Yeah.
Someone leading by example is never something Percy's had an issue with.
Hear, hear. And for what it's worth, I heard scattered talk of this outpost being under threat of consolidation.
Yeah.
Should it ever come to that, you're more than welcome in Bearing. I mean, we're not too big. Could always use more capable hands.
I'd see. Hate to leave my folks and whatnot. I'd probably
for sure,
end up demitting or something, but I'll keep it in mind.
If that's the way the winds blow, then just know that you'd be welcome there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're going to hit the old Dusty, so appreciate you and appreciate your time. Say hi to Percival for us.
Will do.
Ask for her snap code.
Hey, do you have Snap? I'm out of here. I'm out.
You need a journal. You need a paired journal. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Some green ink. That's all you need.
Good relationships.
You need a little more before we can do that.
Yeah. All right. I head back to the crew. I'm worried about opening up the chassis for Ignis, so I think I just kind of strap some supplies, it's like saddlebag style, over the outside of the shell for now.
Okay.
And I grab Arabin as we're packing up and just say, hey, I hand you a pretty standard-looking short sword. I know it's not what you're used to, but might do in a pinch if you need it.
Oh. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I don't know if you still feel handy with a blade or not, but...
It's different now, but I'm sure I can still handle myself with it.
Yeah. I would need a shop, but given the chance, I'd love to make one for you.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like that.
And you get the rare opportunity to get a custom sword built for probably just cost of materials, But we can work together on like the weight, the shape, the material.
Absolutely.
Might take a little while, but it'd be. I'd really like to do that for you if you'd allow it.
Arabin is holding back a tear. Yeah, that'd be great.
Great. Great. All right. Well, let's get this show on the road, shall we, gentlemen?
Cecil stands up, puts away the book that they are writing about the experiences. They have written 2 versions of the events. One, which is the actual story and is written in code, and 2 is the Ballad of Bloody Basil.
Hell yeah!
It is full iambic pentameter, very strict adherence to the rhythm. It's not incredibly artistic,
but it's in meter, and that's something.
It is in meter, and we do sing the praises of the
Cecil is definitely a bard in another life. Like,
100%. 100%. In that other life where Cecil's still a changeling. 100%.
yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go to the best place we can think of to set off a bomb.
All right.
This is not the worst thing we've done, you know.
So I guess my first question is, how many hours are you going to travel this first night?
Probably travel till sundown and maybe an hour past in under night, and then set up camp.
So it's late spring, early summer. So you'd be traveling till about 8 o'clock-ish.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, somewhere in there.
8, 9, somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, just enough to like that we feel like if we get up early tomorrow, we can make it all the way to Uberg.
Yeah, so maybe like 3-4 hours on the road.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to make it all the way to Uberg, yeah, for sure. Okay. Go ahead. Who has the best survival?
Ignis.
I'm pretty sure that is correct. Mine is +1.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know if that's true. His perception is something special. Yeah, I lied. I think Cecil at a +1 is our best.
Okay.
Oof. No wisdom amongst us.
All right, Cecil, go ahead and roll me survival.
Whatever you 14. Roll, whatever you roll, add 5 to it.
19.
Good
Flash
roll.
of genius.
Yep, absolutely. You are able to make your way through the woods fairly well. Let me check something here real quick.
So we do go into the woods?
Into the woods.
Into the woods, and out of the woods.
And nowhere before dark. Cecil, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Sure. Love that for me. Cool. Right. Totally.
For sure.
What'd you get?
Fantastic. Awesome. Cool. That is a 9.
Okay. You do not detect anything happening.
Love it. Great. So I find a place for us to camp.
Mm-hmm.
Try to do that.
Okay.
With Harper's assistance.
With a 19, perfectly doable.
Yep. Find a good place. Maybe a small cave that seems good. Keep us dry in case of any spring rain showers overnight, and we can tuck Ignis away and set up camp and be all good. Well, all right. Papa,
yeah.
I cast alarm. Take that out. Do that so we have a safe campsite, and just kind of turn to Harper and say, "Do you want help?"
Potentially. Cecil, I do have to ask you a huge favor.
You need my tea kettle?
Worse.
You need my tea supply? I mean, it would go with the kettle.
Cecil, I need coffee. Hey.
I don't have any coffee, Harper. I've got... The tea has caffeine, like, it'll keep you up.
Yeah, but I need coffee. And I have coffee. I'm asking for your permission to brew some coffee. I don't mean to... I'm trying not to hyperbolize. The fate of the world as we know it may stand on me having a cup of coffee.
Cecil stands up, walks over to Harper, and walks over to Ignis, elbows the right spot on the hatch to make it pop up.
Like
pulls out
fobs.
Harper's secret coffee.
Yeah.
That they absolutely know exactly where it is because they can smell it. All right. You get started, I'll make this.
I hand you one of the lavender scented face handkerchiefs that I rigged up from the prison climb, from the chute, so that it can try to cut into it a little bit, but
thank you.
I don't want to understate how much I wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious.
You can't deny she works wonders when she has coffee.
You know what, Harper? Thank you. But We've all been facing our fears, and I can handle this one. I hand the mouthguard back, the cloth over, and, I guess sense memory's a weird thing. And Cecil picks everything up and takes it over the fire and starts heating the water and to make the coffee. Have I told you why I can't stand the smell?
I've frankly been too terrified to ask. But that was back when I thought you were scarier than I think you actually are. Kind of like Arabin.
That's fair. It's the only thing I remember from waking up here. I don't know exactly where I was. I mean, I've gone back and looked and found it, but I didn't know where I was or who I was. And the only thing I could smell was coffee. Some coffee plants around. I found it out later, but it always reminded me of just how alone one could be in the world. You could lose everything and who you are, and it just made me feel a way I never wanted to again. Just flashes me back every time I smell it. Do you want cream and sugar or just black?
Oh, absolutely not. Black, please.
Okay, thank God for small miracles. Here you are.
I put my tools down and I go over to Cecil and I take the cup and just like little hand on your shoulder for a second. Well, you're not alone now.
No, I'm not. It still doesn't smell great. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's so many more options. Tea
it's the elixir of the gods. The Eminence drinks coffee every morning.
Disagree very completely. If I had some toast mortem left over, I'd use that.
Now, that one was good. I hate to admit it. That one was really good.
It was really good.
All this to say, like, not to beat a dead horse, but you got me. You got Arabin. You got Luca. Hell, you probably got, like, you can count Katie and Jasper and people like that in your corner, too, you know? Like,
yes.
I think despite everything that you've gone through, you're in no short supply of two things, and that's friends and tea.
This is very true. Life has been long and cruel, but also...
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know that I'd change much. Go over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got the itch. I got to work.
Okay.
All right, Ignis. Let's do this thing. Chase, should I just give you a list of things I'm doing?
Yeah. What's the game plan here?
So I think first things first. I'm gonna lay all my stuff out.
Yep.
Including the bomb. Mm-hmm. And I remember I have Jasper in my head saying, "Take notes, take notes, take notes." And Harper gets fearful for a second of like, did they mean take notes on the bomb? Like, so I think I actually open up the baggie and take a look at like what I'm working with, because I'm gonna need to, like, in my head, I'm gonna need to do some work with this as well.
So the other thing that Jasper said is only in an emergency.
Yeah.
And you open up Jasper's bag. You find a object wrapped in Viridian silk, and opening the silk reveals a glass and brass cylinder. Within the cylinder sits a ruby, pressed upon a piece of gray stone. On one end of the cylinder sits a brass plunger, clearly intended to activate the ruby somehow. And the other side is vented to allow whatever happens to be directed. Go ahead. What do you want to roll to figure out what the hell is going on here?
Tinker tools? Does that feel appropriate?
Here's the thing. Tinker tools would work, but a failure could be catastrophic.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. That's
fine.
All right. Don't roll a 1.
Hey, I have coffee. I'm unstoppable. Y'all were worried. Y'all were fucking worried. Let's see.
I don't roll a 1. That's all. 5% chance of
5%
things.
5% chance of
5% chance of us like being done in like 15 minutes.
25.
Okay, yeah.
Y'all were worried.
Hey, Griffin.
Yeah.
You're holding a Nullstone Activator.
Oh, okay.
Nullstone is used mainly by those who are practitioners of the deep. It is.
You're right. Oh, shit.
This is usually an incredibly stable stone, one of the arcane building blocks of the world, but it is highly, highly, highly reactive to magic. This ruby, now that you're getting a hand on things, you realize this is some sort of fire enchantment. Activating it against the Nullstone would multiply it incredibly. The Nullstone Activator will deal 24d6 in a 20-foot line out of the blast door. DC 20 dexterity saving throw, taking half on save. Ignore resistances and immunities. Under normal circumstances. You have a feeling that your friend in the hatchback, that won't necessarily apply there.
Okay. But you did say the words ignoring resistances.
I did say that.
I know.
But I did also say this is a thing created before time.
I know. Okay.
Hey, Cecil, go ahead and make that wisdom saving throw again for me, please.
Yeah, sure. Love it. Great. Totally. Sure. Awesome. Love it. So great. 5.
Cool.
That's a problem. Well, okay. Next order of business. Detect magic.
Yes. On.
Is magic the bomb?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. God damn it, Jasper.
You didn't fill Jasper in on the plan.
I did, though. I did tell Jasper that I was going to rip the spinner and blow it to shreds. And I can't use a magic bomb in the spinner radius.
You can't use it in the spinner radius.
But, Hopper, if you set it up the right way, the spinner radius is only what?
It's 30 feet.
Cool. How far did this thing shoot?
Best 20? Unless I'm build a custom nozzle for it out of fucking the Eminence's belt buckle. Damn it. I can figure this out. Just give me time. I can figure this out.
I know you can.
Does the spinner's radius go up as well?
Yes, it's a sphere.
To a certain degree, yeah. It's a sphere. So it has a high point, but that high point is going to be the same. The top axis is going to be the same as the radius. I could set it off and throw it. Like,
you're looking at this bomb and you're realizing that Jasper probably intended this to be to breach into scales, right, and not to take out the device itself.
Yeah. Damn it, Jasper. That's not their fault. Well, that puts a damper on things, friends.
Roll me an intelligence check real quick there, Harper.
Just straight int?
Just straight int.
Dirty 20.
Because Arabin said something that I think actually would jog your thought process. Because you've got two options here that you could potentially do. If this is the route that you want to take, I mean, you said it yourself, creating a nozzle to extend this thing by another 10 feet, difficult. Maybe not impossible. Or maybe you could find a way to reduce the length of the spinner. You and Elijah don't work in terribly different fields. You said it yourself.
True.
If you could figure out a way to maybe not diminish, but like constrain what the spinner could do.
Yeah.
Might take some materials, might take some time, but viable.
Okay.
Okay.
God, I wish I had my workshop in front of me.
You kind of do. Don't you have a portable one in Ignis?
I scrapped a lot of it to make room for the box.
That's fair. What do you need?
Materials, mostly. Here. I dig a piece of chalk out of my bag, and I start just writing on the cave walls. I'm like, Ignis headlights, and the light cantrip goes up. And I'm mathing out, like, I could put a choke on... I could potentially, like, weld a choke onto the vent consolidate and extend the range of the blast, but I would need to make it of a material that would be able to withstand it. Exactly. Or, Arabin, you actually had something that interesting that you said. I haven't looked into the spinner too much. There might be a way where I can reduce it. I can in the same way that the box has like dampening on it. Maybe I can find a way to dampen the energy and the power of the spinner, reduce its radius to the point where the bomb will, the activator will be able to be outside of that radius.
That would be great. It's going to, when set off, deal... What sort of energy are we talking about here? Just pure fire, or...?
Pure fire. Fire.
So it would still cut through into the field. We're not talking about magical happenstance that would cease to exist as soon as it touched the anti-magic field, right?
I don't know.
Arcana check.
On the table.
Arcana check 16.
I got another dirty 20.
With that, Harper, you feel pretty confident that should work. Mm-hmm. Looking at the ruby specifically inside there, this is some kind of a dragonfire enchantment, and dragonfire is specifically non-magical. The magical element in this is
the null stone.
The null stone, which is enhancing it. Right. This is not a weak dragonfire enchantment, but not a strong one. The null stone is the one that's giving it that oomph that makes this plan even possible.
Yeah. The null stone is a catalyst.
Exactly. Like, you could potentially, like, if you were in a real pinch and needed, like, some dragonfire, you could probably pull the ruby out of there. And you're holding on to, I should point this out as well, several thousand gold worth of magic in your hand right here. This is a sizable portion of whatever Jasper has been able to requisition over multiple years of working for the Outriders to have a contingency. Like, this is a vital thing that you have.
I was really hoping for something more concussive than fiery.
Sure, yes.
Again, was planning on this being a breach, not a break.
So what do you think, Harper? Does it work or no? If we can even make the two things work. Like, if we make this... I mean, we call it a bomb. It's not really a bomb. It's more like a flamethrower.
It's a stand here and be incinerated line, unless you're an infernal core.
Yeah. Which may or may not even work. So do we even think that, knowing what we know now about this, that this would work?
My
gut tells me no, but
my gut tells me no. My gut tells me the likelihood of success is much smaller
than what we initially thought.
The other plan,
fire with fire, doesn't actually work.
The other plan, is to put it in the anti-magic field, and then I just start hitting it with a hammer.
I mean, we haven't done that yet. We should probably do that.
Now, hold on. I'm going to... Chase, do I have a sense of what the core is made of? Like, what material it is made out of? Is it like kind of that obsidian stuff that Arabin's sword was made out of?
No, it is perception check at disadvantage. You had this thing in sight for less than 30 seconds before this thing went in the box and went into Ignis.
This dice roll is way more important than I think it should be.
Yeah, but here we are.
And it's a disadvantage roll with a -1.
Hold on.
Would I have any more insight since I touched it with my mage hand?
Can we put our heads together? Help
I
action
will
this?
allow you to negate the disadvantage.
Cecily, got any sauce you can throw on this?
I could have negated the disadvantage.
Okay. I'm going to make the roll.
Okay.
That's about as good as it could have been. That's a 19 minus 1, 18.
Okay.
I could bump that if you think that would be worth... Fuck it. I need to know. I'll bump it. I flash a genius. 23.
Okay.
I have one more.
Is the closest that you could equate it to would be more of like a pumice stone almost. It is this, at least by initial blush, it feels brittle. Strong, but brittle. Like, once you get past that breaking point, it would be broken. And breaking it certainly feels like a thing. Like, if this was a regular stone, this would be nothing for you to break.
Yeah.
There's probably, some infernal, beyond magic kind of force holding it together. But at that same token, fuck, man, if you could figure out a way to, especially if you could bring some of that strength heat, if you could really dial the unspinning spinner down to a real small window, maybe there's something there. Maybe you could figure something out, because, breaking it, just by sheer force, man, Gimli probably wasn't far off.
My thought is... This could be tricky, because I think it's more... I mean, Arabin, you were up close, so that it was more like a stone than it was like a metal, right?
Yeah.
You see a superheat a metal, and it becomes malleable. Superheat a stone, well, that's how you make things like what Arabin's sword was made out of. But if I understand my material sciences properly, if it's superheated, on one hand, it hardens, but on the other hand, it becomes more brittle. So maybe it's twofold. Maybe it's we hit it, superheat it, and then we drop a goddamn building on it or something. We steal an anvil from Uberg and we drop it from 100 feet up.
We can do this. I mean...
Yeah. I think so. I think it's possible.
We need to figure out a way to dial back the spinner, and then we also need to figure out the heaviest thing we have to smash it.
I think it's the dialing back the spinner. I think it's I put a choke on it and make it as fine as I can make it. Because if I can maybe punch a hole through it even. If I can make it that small, like an eye of a needle small. And all of that force is being concentrated on one spot. Maybe I punch a hole through it and its structural integrity goes out the window. And then we drop a goddamn building on it and it shatters into 20 pieces. That's me blue skying,
I don't have a better idea.
Okay. Well,
how many times can you strike this thing with a null stone?
Just the once, I think.
And does that use up the null stone or the ruby?
DM.
That would, best as you can tell, that would definitely use the ruby. You could tell, just by this structure, the ruby would be destroyed. Mm-hmm. You're probably also using up the null stone, but you have not personally used null stone, so you're not positive.
We should assume this is a one and done, because anything else is going to be by the gods' graces.
I'm just thinking long-term things we can take back to Jasper. Or if we would just need to replace one thing to try it a second time, or what have you.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to get cracking on some schematics. I think if y'all can put your heads together and figure out the smashing component of this, sure. I'll focus on the spinner, and I'll focus on the choke. And I figure we got a couple days for me to figure it out and rapid prototype.
I mean, I can
everything I can do.
I can summon a giant construct and drop it on it.
I love that. Drop Archie on it?
I could drop Archie on the...
That's a great start. I like where your head's at.
I think this could work.
Would Archie disappear when entering an anti-magic field?
Well,
Still
so that would
heavy.
be the thing. It's still heavy.
This wouldn't be animated.
I don't know. Yeah, so it would...
Hypothetically.
But we could superheat the thing. Maybe it rolls down a hill a little bit and out of the anti-magic zone, which is much smaller, and then we drop Archie on it. Archie's the heaviest thing I've got. We
Okay.
should sleep.
I'm going to start prototyping.
Okay.
Ignis set an alarm to knock me out so I sleep in about 2 hours.
I'll move over to Erebin. We should... It's just you and me on watches tonight, I think. We'll let Harper do whatever Harper's doing.
Yeah.
You all right there?
Yeah, I just really hope this works.
Me too. It's worth a shot.
I'll take first watch. You can start brainstorming. Vivios.
Good night.
Good night.
Harper gets to work. Cecil go to sleep. Erebin takes watch. Erebin, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
It was a 15.
You're more alert than you've been in a long time. It's quiet. You feel like far, far off in the distance you can hear a single final scream coming from Scales' right. But it's hard to know exactly what it's for. Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can also find us on Blue Sky at anotherpathpodcast.com, Ryan at ralbrecht.bluesky.social, Griffin at griffcold.bluesky.social, and myself at tqloudly.com. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustJustinMichael and myself at tqloudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember to check your supplies before you plan with them. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.